Chameleon Smart Home videó podcast sorozat.
Hello everyone, welcome to this new episode of Chameleon Video Podcast. I think today is a very special episode because Nick Susa, who is the CEO of UpHome Canada and one of our biggest investors of Chameleon, is visiting us in Hungary. The main reason for his visit is to agree on the main goals and strategy for 2024. We will be talking about a lot of interesting topics like a Canadian smart home market, the real estate market in Canada, and the new business model in North American market. Thank you for all coming today. I am Peter Sarvas, the founder and CEO of Chameleon Smart Home. Nick Susa is the Canadian entrepreneur who has several companies in Toronto. Robert Biro is the CTO and co-founder of Chameleon. Máté Görgény is working for Nick in sales development in the Canadian market. Nick, can you tell me something about your business background and yourself?
Okay, Peter, thank you. Once again, thank you very much for inviting me to Hungary. I love Budapest. I love Hungary and the culture. You've been very gracious as a gracious host. I'm very excited to be here. Very excited to discuss all these fantastic opportunities in Chameleon product, how Chameleon product is going to expand everywhere. I'm a nerd by definition. I'm a technology person. I'm an installer, integrator. Mm-hmm. I've been in the high-rise security and automation business since 1999. We've had various brands. I have a lot of experience with automation and security and wiring. That's why, like I said, when I met and had a chance to see the Chameleon product, I was very impressed with the dynamic and some of the feature sets. And I felt that that product was, needed some, minor work, and it was ready for the big leagues. If you call it the big leagues.
Yeah. So that's why you choose Chameleon in 2022.
Well, absolutely. Like I said, I saw something in yourself and in Robert Biro, and happy to have Máté on the team here to lead the business development in North America.
Yeah.
In my background, I think maybe what I bring to the table is I bring maybe a North American perspective on technology in our marketplace. What Chameleon offers is exactly what our North American market wants, demands. It's the normal for us.
Yeah.
The smart buildings and smart offices, smart homes, smart cars is the normal for us, and it will become the normal for all North Americans, and I think worldwide will become the norm.
Yeah, 1 year ago we signed up the contract. What do you think about the 2023 this year, last year?
Well, I think that the marketplace, and maybe Máté can attest to this, no one was kind of expecting the slowdown that we've seen in the world, but I think that the smart building and the technology that we offer and our feature set is exactly what's required for buildings, and all their old buildings on a retrofit level or for new projects that are coming in design.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the market and the interest rate environment in real estate has put pressure maybe on some of the real estate markets. But I think the fundamentals of construction, the need to build is kind of an international thing. And I think Chameleon at this stage in the game, along with the UpHome brand, is positioned to take advantage of the growth that's going to happen over the next decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what new features did you need to develop by Chameleon? What was that feature? What was it not on?
Yeah, I think part of my experience and part of some of the discussions we've had with your team, is like access control for us. And when using the key fob in a building, what you guys developed and the hardware you've developed, that seems like the baseline for us in a building. Smart
entry system,
access control system, entry system, intercom system for communication. This is the standard for smart building, I believe. The idea would be to have, using your cell phone or using your smart watch as a means to egress into your building, to invite people to see you, to get feedback and information from your condominium or your home. Chameleon had it there already, had the technology, had everything in place ready for that baseline system. It was just simply a matter of reacting to the North American need and making the hardware that was required to fulfill
Yeah.
what I think is the base of every smart building,
Yeah, of
old and new.
course. Of course. So the access control was a big step for us. What do you think, Robert? How was reacted the developers for the tasks, or what was your experience about that?
So I think it was a challenge. So when I went there and first met with Nick, and we tried to just simply specify what we really need there. It was a challenge itself, and we had a very tight deadline to make it work because. To be honest with you guys, we never had anything like that before. I mean, we had like an access control system for family houses here in Hungary, but as Nick said, this is a different league there to, take care about high rises and buildings with 50, 70, 60 stories. It's just a different level. So I needed to go out. With the help of Nick, we checked what are the real specifications for those buildings. What is that kind of access control, what they need there? And when we were able to specify it, we already started to develop it down. And, the deadline was really tight. So we had the real building where we had to build it in. And I think we had only 4 months to fulfill all our needs after we specified the requirements. And I would say it went well. So one of our developer
Kudos
guys,
to you. I think you guys you reacted and responded quite well to the opportunity when you had a chance to see. When you visited Toronto, Peter and yourself, Robert and Mate, and we had a chance to go around to look at some of these projects, you realize this is in every building, in every new construction building, an old building.
Yeah.
And even older buildings that maybe don't have all the technology. This is the type of feature, this is the standard that people want.
Yes, it's kind of a fundamental. So to enter into a building, it's like you have to do it somehow. And I think it's very hard to understand it by a European mindset. So the numbers in the high-rise buildings is different too. So as we here in Hungary or in nearby countries in Europe, we are having not more than 200 apartments in a building. There, especially though that there is one in Mississauga, which is having more than 900 units in it. So, and that's just one building, one tower, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we need more as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big demand.
Yeah, and I
But
think
what I meant, sorry, is your team. I felt your team and your developers, your hardware individuals responded to it. It was a challenge to them.
yeah.
But they rose to the occasion on that opportunity, and they produced a hardware with hard work and testing and confirmation and back and forth and collaboration. It's a compliment to you guys on how you responded to the opportunity.
Thank you. I think we have to adapt to anything. And I think this is how the human nature is. And we have to act like that. It's like, there was an opportunity. We have to take it and we have to develop as fast as we were just able. And we had to, I don't know.
Make it better.
Make it better, yeah. Yeah, and we try to fulfill all the, let's say, those holes, which were not available on the market yet. Or if there is, then there is where we have to take over.
Yeah, I remember that point. Our developers has to go into the Toronto to finalize everything and check this is good and install the things. So it was a good project.
Absolutely.
It was fun to do that, and it was hard to do that. So I'm not speaking in the name of my developers, but the challenge was big. But I think it is something what we can be proud of it, and that's an important thing.
And another thing, Mate here, who's been part of business development in Canada, has had a chance to speak to some of the integrators and some of the installers in the Toronto market specifically, or what we call the Greater Toronto Area, and he can maybe attest to some of the features and some of the things that Chameleon has brought to the marketplace and what the feedback has been. Mate, what do you hear from your installers, your integrators?
Yeah, while listening you guys talking about the opportunities, it always comes to my mind that opportunity always comes with challenges. And which I see that there is the huge opportunity which you just described, and also there is a challenge for Chameleon to grow. and to succeed. And because you guys actually just described the scale difference between Hungary and Canada. And I think if you're talking about these 900 unit condominiums, you can imagine that, and so our precious audience can understand that there is a huge challenge in front of Chameleon to grow the production, to be ready for that huge demand which we can bring from Canada, which is actually there. So Canada is ready for that kind of solution. Fortunately, we do have also competition, so it's not so new that we have to develop everything. But we do have competition, so people know about that kind of technology. They want that kind of technology, and yes, the responses to answer Nick's question. These responses are good. They like it. This is a very well integrated product, Chameleon. I'm not just talking about the condominium solutions, as you started the conversation about the access system, which needed to be developed, especially for the Canadian market. But it's also regarding that the unit-based automation can be integrated together with the condominium solution. This is something which is Chameleon unique.
So that is the unique selling point of Chameleon.
This is a great selling point.
If you compare the competitors.
And so the short answer, the response is very good from the market, and the opportunity brings us some new challenges. So we have to grow up to this situation too. So it's a fast expansion, what I see in front of us.
Mate, what other projects have you worked in Canada? And what opportunities do you see in 2024?
We do have several kind of opportunities in front of us, which we are just testing in a greater scale. Is a bigger size condominium project, which actually Robert did on the first place. So that the project showed us that the product is capable to handle this kind of solution. I mean, the needs of the condominium as an access system. We do have a greater and bigger scale project in this, and also which I see that there are new opportunities. And we always talk about the condominium solution because it's always a big project with a lot of how to say, like, project-wise, the greater, like, let's put it in a financial way. So the greatest way, the best, let's say easiest way to get some revenue. But if we look at the commercial use, the commercial opportunities, we also look at offices. We do have showrooms completed already, and of course we do family homes too, but it's another scale, because in Hungary, if you do a family home, which Chameleon started with, it's maybe 20 or 30 devices. But in Canada, those are family homes which can easily have like 100 devices in it, and it's again a good place to test these kind of technical solutions in a greater scale. So
yeah, I think Chameleon is by definition a chameleon product. I feel like it can morph in form of a very practical solution, a very technical solution for a lot of different applications. Listen, condominium market has a market, and people build for the purpose of, fancy and resale. But it also has a practical solution for rental buildings and keyless entry systems and access systems for rental. And I think Chameleon brings technology, brings peace of mind to the ownership group. It brings prestige to their projects for rental market. And these are a tool that our Chameleon software or UpHome application could be a tool for the rental market and a good sort of return on investment for these rental buildings.
And what opportunity do you see in 2024?
Well, listen, I can speak to the North American market and Canada market specifically to say that, the interest rate environment here in the world, right, in kind of addressing this inflationary forces,
Yeah.
has kind of put a bit of a pause on the real estate boom that we see. But the reality is the fundamentals in Canada and in the United States and other, advanced nations are people want to move there. There's a requirement for more construction. People need places to live.
Need flats.
Yes,
Need
Canada
condominiums.
has a mandate to add immigration, and
Yeah.
they need to bring, between 300 and 500,000 immigrants every year to sustain its GDP. Those people all need a place to stay and a place to live, and a lot of these flats and these younger people, they need condominiums, and those condominiums people need to move to homes, and those homes, those people that are starting out need to move into other type of living spaces, and those living spaces all, for as far as I'm concerned, all need this smart, have this requirement. And I think that 2024, the latter half of the market there, I think the latter half of the market is going to start a massive train, and I believe that I think we'll see development, I think, in the next 5 to 10 years that we didn't see. I have a colleague that's in the real estate development business, and he tells me that the last 10 years have been fantastic for us in the construction and in the technology business. He says that maybe the next 10 years will be better and more and stronger. I guess time will tell. But like I said, I'm happy that that Chameleon is on the cutting edge of what the needs are, and what the market is requesting for on the technology smart building space.
And what do you think about the United States market? What do you think, when could you go there, or when will be the first project in the United States?
The United States is a massive market. I think it's the market where smart is kind of the norm, and everybody wants to have it. And I think that a lot of these our competitors, their bread and their butter, like we say in English, their bread and their butter, their core business comes from the United States. I think that once that our product has been tested and confirmed, and our product has been reaffirmed that it's capable, that we will move to strategic locations in the United States first, particularly ones that are looking to build new construction. Because I feel new construction condominiums is probably our core business to start.
Yeah.
We will look at those marketplaces soon. So we have goals, Mate and I, about how to penetrate the market. We also don't want to take a bite out of an elephant, like they say in English. But we want to make sure we're ready. Our software, everything's working perfectly. We're ready to deploy, and we're going to grow. We're going to move into the United States market, hopefully 2024.
2024, yeah, it's good.
Construction has been very aggressive over the last 10, 15 years. Like, I know that I started my career around 1999. I was 18, 19 years old, and we were doing wiring in buildings. But we've been doing buildings, by the dozens every year. These buildings are, for the most part, they have some basic technology, but these buildings are craving the new features, the new smart. There's a massive market here of retrofit and projects that have perhaps been built over the last 15, 20 years that don't necessarily have the latest technologies and the type of things that people like and expect in their home. And I think it's important to note that maybe Chameleon is in a position today where it can capitalize on some of these requests for property managers and rental buildings, and add these features that people are used to living with, that people expect in their home. And perhaps we can start. We're going to approach these retrofit buildings dynamically with a fantastic solution, and how we can kind of introduce smart living and invitations and amenity bookings, all these smart, convenient lifestyle type features that are offered in new buildings should also be offered in these existing projects that we've been building the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's especially that Chameleon developed the wireless devices too, because Chameleon started as a wired solution.
Yeah.
But especially in retrofit industry, this is a very good chance for Chameleon to go in, because the wireless technology lets Chameleon installed without huge breaking the walls and
No
cutting.
infrastructure, correct.
Yeah.
Robert, you spent 4 months in Canada in 2023. What do you experience as the development manager?
So when I went there, I think the best example is what I felt there. One is to know the market better, because before that I was there for a few times. I always try to find out how everything is working. We already were done with the fundamentals by, let's say, maybe 2 months before we handed over the first project. So we started to use it, started to try it at a desk. And we found out that there was a problem somewhere that was just simply not working like we expected, or we imagined a way which is working like, in a specific way. But, the conditions were like a bit different. So we had to experience that. I had to experience that. Nick was there. Nick's having this 25, I don't know how many years of experience. He was telling me that it's supposed to be working differently, let's say. So we try to fix it. We try to enhance it continuously to be able to get ready for that building what we handed over in April. So I think
We also went to McDonald's and had some hamburgers and other things as well between.
and it was good, yes. Too. It's a bit different, and you know what? McDonald's is different too there. So that's why we have to adapt to that market. And it was very good to meet with those people, those builders, those installers who we met with out there, because those new informations helped us, I think, and helped the product itself and the brand itself to start to grow on that level where they draw that line, what we need to achieve.
Yeah, thanks. Nick, I'm very happy to hear you. And what was the reason why you came to Hungary? What was the main goal?
Oh, like I said, it's the relationship with Hungary and UpHome and Chameleon is important. It's dynamic, continues to advance. Like I told you, I'm a big believer. I believe in Chameleon. I believe in the team. I know that if we're persistent and we continue to grow and expand, then there'll be opportunities to grow across North America, South America, and other key marketplaces that are strategic. I think that the software and some of the feature sets that you've developed warrant other things more. I believe that there are perhaps some integrations to other businesses, either B2B, or there's a marketplace for some licensing opportunities here with regards to the software. I know that your team and some of the software developers and some of the programmers, back end and front end, these are dynamic people, and I believe that sometimes they produce kind of like a gigantic software and a gigantic feature set on a very small, with a small team and a small group. I think
It's a big challenge for us.
Absolutely. Listen, I think that there are absolute opportunities here. And as we grow and we look at the other marketplaces, there's opportunities to integrate and talk to other businesses and perhaps license our software to other key strategic partners so we can continue to grow and expand and hopefully bring our Chameleon feature products to all continents.
What we are doing today, we look for more comfort, we look for easier things in everything, in cars, in your mobile phone, in everywhere. So our idea was to make a platform. I would easily can say that a platform which is handling the access control. So to be able to handle those 900 apartments, 900 apartments having multiple persons in each apartment, let's say. So of course, not just individually living there, people, they are living there by families, friends, whoever. So you can imagine that in a 900 unit, there could be like 2,000 people. 2,000 people is a big number to manage.
Yeah, and that's all people getting deliveries from their food, deliveries from their
Absolutely.
groceries, and visitations from their friends. Like these bring these challenges to multi-dwelling unit or condominium living that Chameleon can solve.
Yeah, so we achieved that the smart home part is working. Multi-room audio, lights, locks, and everything. And one step if we step back one and we see there is the whole building, we have to let in ourselves and our guests and everyone. So we made a new platform which is covering the smart home part within one application, and also covering the access control part, so everyone can get into the building. And on top of that, we created a new environment in this platform, which is covering the amenities, which is covering the bookings, which is covering the visitor parking, because that's a big question there, a big problem there. 900 units. If everyone is, not everyone, but a lot of people have a lot of friends, and if they are coming by with cars, you have to go down to the garage somehow. I mean, as a guest, so you have to solve those problems too. Those are combined everything together. We made this software, and within this one mobile application software, you are able to get into the building. And I'm adding some more to it. So we did a system where we try to focus on everyone in the building, not just the, tech heads, the nerds. We try to focus on everyone, which means that maybe there is living like, from 10 years old kids to seniors like 70, 60, 80 years old. So not everyone is love to use those tech. So we made an option to use the concierge in these situations, like those people who are not like tech, they can go down, ask the concierge that I want to invite my son, my relative, to this building on the next week, sometimes, and they can manage it too. So we have a system for the concierge too. It's something which is growing here in Europe, in Hungary, because we are having higher and higher comfort level buildings. I mean, Metrodome is building very, very beauty, modern, and very well, planned buildings here. So those buildings nowadays, some of them are having concierges too. We can provide them a concierge interface where you can manage all those things. The concierge can manage all those things, and of course, there are sometimes situations when there is no physical concierge down there. So sometimes it's a remote concierge. We are supporting that way too, and also in this whole environment, it's kind of like an endless thing, because there are services in the building facility. Like, I don't know, sometimes you need to, have to renovate something or just repair because, I don't know, a light bulb is going out in the apartment or in the corridor. So you will be more comforted again, because it's easier to call for a help in an application which is providing you all the options which is available for the given building. Call the electricity guy, call the gardener, call the cleaning lady, call the whoever, I don't know. But
Yes.
The thing is, it is getting into Hungary, and it's a standard now in Canada, I think, and everyone is looking for these levels on the new buildings.
Absolutely, and you look at the size, and you just imagine just communicating with these communities of 900 or 1,800 people and 1,800 units. Like, this needs a platform. This needs a means of communicating with people, informing people that the elevator is down. Right, this is part of the service, the level that people understand that they've come to be normal.
Yes, and it's like, maybe the good example is again, I like cars, so I can, tell you good car examples, but, power windows, electrical windows on the cars, it's the default. You cannot ask for the old, rotating ones. I don't know what's the name of them, but it's impossible anymore, because it went to be as a standard. Everyone wants it. And I think if you try to live in a condo unit like this, which is having, let's say, our system, or you cannot go back. You don't want to go back.
Yeah, that's the standard. The technology, the smart, the Wi-Fi, these systems that communicate, that form these ecosystems, IoT, this will be the standard, the normal. And I've spoken to, clients and people that say, like, this system sounds fantastic. Is it going to be able to make me a coffee? I said, well, yeah, I can make you a coffee. He says, I'll never want that. I said, listen, Mr. Client, at some point soon, like every unit, every door will be smart. Just everything will be connected into each other. That will become the standard. And Chameleon Chameleon, I think, is in that position to kind of be the aggregator of those technologies. Make
And
it simple.
Yeah, just to imagine for the Hungarian audiences that like a condominium in Canada, it's kind of like a small village in Hungary. So these many people has to cooperate somehow. And anybody who tried to live in a condominium, even in Hungary, those general meetings when the rental owners or the flat owners go and try to make decisions on several contexts, like we have to repair this, or should we spend our money to that. That's also some kind of issue which needs to be solved, and it's also very easy in the Chameleon software and using the messaging board, for example. If there is a need for a renovation or there is a broken pipe somewhere, so it's a very, very useful and handy tool for organizing that community who lives in one condominium.
Yes, and we want to stay open for everything. It is not meaning that we don't want to focus. We are focusing. So we have a handful of features where we want to be the best on the market. So we are on a level today, and we always want to go higher and higher, make it better, make it perfect, make it the best working thing on the market. And I think the good thing is that, as I said, we are open to everything, and as I said, that we are trying to support everyone in the building, not just the nerds. We implemented a new feature, a new intercom feature.
There are different kind of roles in the application. So the residents and the guests who are using the units, but there are also the condo managers. There are also the who does the
The contractors.
the contractors, the builders. So everybody has a good chance to take the advance from this application.
Yeah, and listen, that we're not technology will continue to move forward. It moving at this lightning pace, right? It's about being that open and ready to integrate and tie in these new systems with these new stuff and all some of the new things that Robert has been working on, right? Like, I think that the future is very bright and is exciting for Chameleon.
Yes, I cannot tell you guys what I'm working on, but what we did until this time, we are continue to do the same. I mean, the same dynamic, as you said, for the future too. So I think it's just matter of time, and it's just matter of time how we are able to expand this system to more and more countries, let's say, more and more cities. And what I like in North America and in Canada, that everything is very centralized. So Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, let's say, they are very, very centralized. So those big cities are giving, I think, more opportunities. And I'm stopping this sentence here.
No,
So
they're pushing you. That's what they're doing.
Yes.
They're pushing you.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your visiting, and thank you for all. And
Thank you thank you for the invite, and thank you again, Peter, for the
okay.
It was good to be here. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you very much for the chance.